Welcome to the course Data Analysis and Business Intelligence with Tableau Week 3. In this week, we are going to cover data types, sorting, and grouping. A little bit recap about the last week's session. We covered about data and analytics pane and its options. The Show Me option available in Tableau for the quick visualizations. Marks card and its properties and types. We have covered how many visualizations we can do with the marks card. Pages shelf, how this page shelf used for the time series graphs and how we can do different options in the pages shelf. We spoke about menu and toolbar, what are the buttons available in the toolbar. And we saw the analytics pane where you can add your statistical data like trend lines, clustering, forecasting, etc. The table of contents for this week are sheet interface, data types, dimensions and measures, sorting and custom sort, grouping, sets and combined sets, hierarchies, highlight data, split and custom split. The learning objectives for this session are, by the end of this module, you will be able to understand what is sheet interface and what you have in the sheet interface of Tableau. What are dimensions and measures, way to use dimensions and way to use measures. What are data types, what data types does Tableau has, and how to work with data types in different scenarios. We will see about sorting and custom sort and how to use it. We will see grouping and what types of grouping we have and how many ways we can do grouping in Tableau. We will see about sets and combined sets. We will also talk about hierarchies and how to create hierarchies. We will see about highlighting the data. And lastly, we will talk about split and custom split. First topic for this session is sheet interface on Tableau. So what is sheet interface? This is the first page you will be looking into whenever you open your workbook after connecting onto your data source. So this is like your working page. And in this sheet interface, you have different shelves and cards and options to do filtering, etc. The highlighted one here is the sheet 2, which is a sheet title for this sheet. Because we did not rename it to anything, Tableau will add sheets on a number basis. So I have added 2 sheets over here and I got the title as sheet 2. You can rename it at any point of time. Here we have 3 different buttons and we will see what are those 3. The first one is add new sheets. That means you can add new sheets to create some visuals over in the sheet. And the second one is add dashboard. Dashboard is to add all the created sheets onto the dashboard and consolidate and present. Story is the consolidation of all the dashboards. If you're going to present a story from your dashboard, you can add all the dashboards into story and create a story out of it. Whatever you create in Tableau, the sets part will come up over here. And in this view, we have top customers by profit. So all sets will be shown over here. In the same wise, we have parameters. Whatever parameters are created in this entire workbook will be shown over here. So we will see it in live in the tool. Moving on to the tool. So this is the page we talked about whenever you connect your data source. For now, it is our Excel sheet with the full data practice file. And you move on to the sheet, you will see this first interface. And we have dimensions and measures over here. Whenever you want to add sheet, you can actually add sheet over here. This workspace consists of menus, the toolbar, the data pane, cards and shelves, and one or more sheets can be worksheets, dashboards, or stories. So this part over here, which is coming as a name, this is the workbook name, and whatever you name to your workbook will be displayed over here. And this part is a second one, and we call it shelves shelves and cards. You can drag any of the cards and shelves into the workspace to add it into your view. And this is the toolbar. We spoke about the toolbar in our last class, and we have access commands and analysis and navigation tools in our toolbar. So this part is actually the view. We also call it as canvas in the workspace, where you can actually create all your visualizations by dragging and dropping the measures and dimensions. So this one we already discussed about this. This is the part where we can go back to your workbook to the actual data source page. And this part is the sidebar. And in the sidebar, we will have this data pane in the analytics pane. And this one is the data source page. You can click on it to actually see your, what tables you're connected into and how the data flows, etc. when you click on the data source page. And the one we have under here is, so the small space under this sheets, this is called a status bar. This actually displays the information of whatever you have in the view. Let's say I have some presentation category and sales as a discount simple presentation. It actually displays how many marks are there and how many rows are there by column and what is the aggregated version you have it in a measure. It will display a small number kind of format in this space. This is called status bar. And the last one, this column is actually sheet tabs. This represents all the sheets in your workbook, and this can include workbooks, dashboards, and also stories. And if you want to hide your sidebar, you will get a arrow over here. You can actually click on this. It'll move to the side, and if you want to look at the data pane, you can click on this, and if you want to go back to that view, you can again click on the arrow. This is how you can hide your sidebar. Actually, different panes will be visible depending on what you're doing in the, like data analytics. Data analytics will be present over there, but if you have a story, then only you will see the story tab and dashboard tab, layout, etc. The important thing to know about the sidebar is that you can actually expand and collapse this area into the workspace. Tableau uses a workbook and sheet file structure much like the Microsoft Excel sheet. This workbook contains sheets. I mean, we call sheets as a worksheet or a dashboard or a story. A worksheet contains a single view along with the shelves, cards, legends, data, and analytics pane in your sidebar. A dashboard is a collection of views from multiple worksheets. This dashboard and layout panes are available in the sidebar. If you just click on here, you can actually add a new dashboard. You see here, you can see dashboard, layout, and all the formats and all the sheets available for you in the dashboard. A story contains a sequence of the worksheets or dashboards. So this is how a story looks like. And this conveys the information in the dashboards together. Story and the layout panes are available in the sidebar. This is the sidebar we have for story, and this is the sidebar we have for the dashboard. So we will talk a bit more about a worksheet, a dashboard, and a story. Worksheet is where you build the views of your data by just dragging and dropping the dimensions or measures. Dashboard is the combination of several views that you can arrange, to present, or to monitor, etc. Story is a sequence of views of dashboards. You can together convey different information available in your dashboards. The sheet display along the bottom of your workbook as a tabs. See here we have like 22 tabs. All the sheets will be displayed along the bottom. In this session, you will learn about how to create, open, duplicate, hide, and delete your sheets. So, within a workbook, you can create new sheets, clear an entire worksheet. You can duplicate your sheet, hide or show your worksheets, and delete the sheet. Tableau has several ways to view and organize the sheets in your work. We will talk about creating a new worksheet first. So to rename a new worksheet, dashboard, or a story, you can simply right click on it and click on rename. You can rename your sheet to whatever you want. For adding a worksheet, you can actually click on this button for a new worksheet, or you can go to the worksheet here in the main tab and you can actually click on new worksheet here, or in your toolbar, you will have a button. If you click on the drop down, you can add a new worksheet here. In the same way, you can actually add dashboards by clicking on the dashboard icon here, or you can actually add the dashboard by going to your dashboard menu and click on new dashboard, or you can actually add from here, new dashboard. Story. Story is also the same way. Story, you can add the story. The third icon is actually for the story, for adding a story. And you can actually go here for the story tab and add news, and in here, new story. We saw 3 ways to actually create a new sheet or a new workbook, a new dashboard, or a new story. Now we will see about undo, redo, or the clear sheets. So every workbook contains a history of steps you have performed in the worksheets, dashboards, and the stories in that workbook. To remove all the fields of formatting, sizing, access filters, sorts, and context filters in the sheet, you can actually click on this button here and it will entirely clear your sheet for you. And if you want to clear specific aspects on your view, just click on the drop down button over here and you can say what you want to clear on your. The next step would be how to duplicate a sheet. When you want to use an existing sheet as a jumping off point for more exploration, you can actually duplicate your sheet, like whatever you have it in the view, you can duplicate the same content into a new sheet. Duplicate creates a new version of the worksheet, dashboard, or a story. You can modify without affecting the before worksheet, like the original worksheet. To duplicate the active worksheet, you just have to right click on the sheet name and say duplicate. So you're just duplicating the sheet 22. So it will actually name the sheet according to your original sheet. Let's say the sheet name is sheet 22 and it will add a number over to sheet 22 and will create a new sheet for you. Whatever changes you did to this new sheet will not replicate in your old sheet, your original sheet. Let's say I'm adding subcategory into my view in this duplicated sheet, and we will go back to our original sheet and see the view over there. It will not change. In your duplicated sheet, you can add a new subcategory and you make some same changes, like more changes to the existing sheet. A point to remember over here is if you are duplicating a dashboard, a new version of dashboard will be created. Let's say we have dashboard 1, and we have some sheets open. Like we have sheet 6, sheet 7, etc. on our dashboard. And you want to duplicate the dashboard from here. Just right click on the duplicate. So we'll get the same version of dashboard 1 onto dashboard 2. This means the newer version of dashboard is still using the same sheets. Whatever sheets you have in dashboard 1 will be on dashboard 2. The important point to remember is it will not duplicate the sheets, it will only duplicate the dashboard. So the original sheets of sheet 6 and sheet 7 will not be duplicated. They are actually your original sheets. We do have one more option to duplicate as cross tab. So if we go to a one visualization, let's say sheet 7, and we want to see this visualization in the form of cross tab. A cross tab is also referred to as a pivot table. It is a table that summarizes into rows and columns of the text. It is a convenient way to display the numbers associated with this data view. So to create a new cross tab based on the data in the current sheet, just right click on the sheet you're on and click on duplicate as cross tab. So the sheet 7.2 is created now. See, we have segment and quantity. Now we have the same data in the form of a cross tab with segment and the quantity. This command inserts a new worksheet into your workbook and populates the sheet with the cross tab view of the data from the original worksheet. Dashboards and stories cannot be duplicated as cross tabs because we will have so many sheets inserted inside them. That's why you can't duplicate it like a sheet. The next one would be renaming the active sheet. One way to rename a sheet is right click and rename, and the other way would be just double click on your sheet name. And this is just like you renaming an Excel sheet or a Word sheet, etc. You just have to double click and write whatever you want to give the sheet name. You just say some name and you can rename the sheet. So the next one would be, how do you see the underlying data in your visualization? To see the numbers behind the marks in your view, hover over or click a mark of this. You will see this command button here. And if you click on this grid part, this is called view data, you can see the underlying data under it. Let's see, I just clicked on the consumer mark and this visualization has the segment and quantity. That's why you are seeing the consumer and also the quantity. And if you want to see everything, just uncheck that and click on the part where you do not see any visualization. You just should not click on any mark, click on the blank space available, and you will see this view data option, which will show all the data at the back end in this view. Let's say we have segment and quantity. That's why we're seeing the segment column and quantity column. You can export this data into your Excel sheet by simply copying it into an Excel sheet. And also you can just click on export all, which will export all the data into a CSV file. So the next one would be how to delete a sheet. If you want to delete a sheet, it will remove the sheet completely from the workbook. There must always be at least one worksheet in a workbook to delete that worksheet. To delete the active sheet, just right click on the sheet, whatever you want to delete, and click on delete. It will completely remove that sheet in your workbook. Worksheets used in dashboards or a story cannot be deleted, but they can be hidden. A worksheet used in the Whiz-in tooltip can be hidden or deleted. We will talk about visualizations in tooltip in the coming sessions. But if you want to delete a visualization in the tooltip, you just have to unhidden it and then delete it. We spoke more about how to delete, how to hide, how to duplicate your worksheets and everything. Now we will talk about how to navigate and organize your sheets. So there are three ways to navigate the view, the sheet, and the sheets in your workbook. You have tabs at the bottom of the workbook. You just have to simply click on it. If you know the sheet name and everything, you can go into that particular sheet. And also you have a film strip view. We will talk about film strip view in the coming couple of minutes. And we also have sheet sorter. The tabs are useful whenever you want to quickly navigate between this smaller number of sheets. If you have smaller number of sheets, it is so easy to click on the tabs and navigate between them. If your workbook has larger number of sheets, you can use the sheet sorter to easily navigate them all. You can also drag and drop to the following, reorder the sheet, create the sheet, duplicate or delete existing sheets from any of the views using this navigation options. So, how to navigate with sheet tabs? Each sheet is represented as a tab here, right? So along the bottom of the workbook, you can select any of the tab to open up to the corresponding worksheet. If you see here, we have this axis arrow marks to actually navigate to the left and right and to the extreme left corner to the extreme right corner. This one actually navigates to the first sheet you have, and the last one actually navigates to the last sheet you have. And if you want to move left and right, this is just like a controller option. You can click on left and right over these arrows. These controls are only available when there are like too many tabs to show across the bottom of the application window. You can also navigate between sheets using the Windows menu or move to the multiple sheets by pressing the left and right arrow keys on your keyboard. So the next one would be showing the thumbnails with the film strip. Similar to the sheet tabs, the film strip displays along the bottom of the workbook. However, instead of just sheet names, the film strip also shows the thumbnails of the image of the each sheet. See, we have three icons over here. The current one is actually popped out, the other ones are actually grayed out. If you click on the middle one, this one is actually called as film strip. This will also show the thumbnails you have in the worksheet. This film strip is useful when you're using Tableau to present your analysis and works well whenever you're working in a presentation. One, open the film strip by just clicking this middle icon on the status bar of your workbook. Just like with the tabs, you can select the thumbnail image over here to navigate it into different worksheets. You can right-click on the image to specify commands that apply to the each sheet. The third one would be sheet sorter. The sheet sorter shows all the sheets in a workbook as thumbnail images as a single page. So this one is the sheet sorter. You'll see the sheet sorter page like this, and all your pages will be displayed in like a single page. The sheet sorter is only useful when you have a larger number of sheets in your work. Right click on the sheet to see the commands. So these are the commands available for this sheet sorter, and you can refresh the thumbnail at once by just clicking on the refresh thumbnail or refresh all thumbnails. If you want to see the thumbnails whenever they're not displayed, you just have to click on the sheet and refresh the thumbnail. Tableau will refreshes the thumbnail of whatever content is available in that particular sheet. You can also refresh thumbnails, refresh all thumbnails at one time, but that will take some couple of minutes to update. So if you want to see the worksheet, just click on the sheet, right click on the sheet and refresh your thumbnail. We also have sheet commands, and use the sheet commands to manage and organize your workbooks. For example, you can create a new sheets, duplicate sheets, copy your formatting, apply color, or delete the sheet entirely. To go back to a normal view, just click on the last button and you will be redirected to your actual worksheet you're working on. You can access the sheet commands by just right clicking on the worksheet or sheet sorter or the film strip view. Right click, and these are the sheet commands you will get, and you can actually assign colors to your sheets. Select one or more sheets by just right clicking the control click, and also you can select some colors to organize your sheets into sets of worksheets. If you're working with a larger set of the worksheets, you can color mark them into particular data which is into, let's say, for example, you are making all the worksheets which are related to the category in one set and which are related to the segment into the other set and which are related to subcategory into the other set. You can actually color them according to each particular data. Let's say I'm just picking up brown over here, and see the color is actually displayed in this format like a line at the bottom of your sheet. And you can also do same thing to your dashboards as well, color them according to the category, according to your data set, to differentiate them whenever you're working on the entire dashboard with too many sheets or too many dashboards in your workbook. If you just add color and click on this film strap, let's say we just added one color to our dashboard, pick some color, and the color mark will be shown according to the selection like this in the film strip view, and you can go easily navigate according to the color. So this is all about the sheet interface, how to rename the sheets, create new sheets, dashboards, and stories, how to organize them, and how to navigate if you have too many sheets on your workbook, and how to clean up your worksheets by just deleting the entire sheet or just clean up particular set of content in your view, and also parts available in all your sheet interface are discussed in this topic. Let's move on to our next topic, which is data types. And data types is an important concept in Tableau, and which is also relates to the data structure and what kind of data we have, how is the data structured according to the data model, etc.